Welcome back for another Microfighter Monday. We are continuing Series 5, which originally featured the Chewbacca Force Awakens. Well, I guess he was also Last Jedi as well, so these are all meant to be Episode 8. But again, so it was the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca, which was our episode number 26. Then we did episode 27, which was the First Order TIE Fighter, which, sorry, I do not like at all. That was pretty horrible. I may have to do my own build. But then Lego decides to kind of pull an old school where they did the 2-packs and they went big on what I think is probably one of the better scenes in The Last Jedi when the Resistance is on the run. They're holed up on the planet of Crait, and so this is the Battle of Crait, where you've got the ski speeder. I don't know if this just means this is like the trenches, little side build. And then, of course, the heavy walkers, which will do a quick comparison to the old AT-ATs. So, with that, again, this is set number 75195, Ski Speeder versus First Order Walker. And again, came out in 2018, and I originally passed on this set. So, funny little story. I saw this. I was like, do I really need this? And of course, then after it was retired and not in the stores, literally just missed it. I was like, I really want to be a completionist on the Microfighters. So I did score a deal on Mercari, and I think I have, there's one of my old haul videos. If you check it out, my Mercari hauls. Had a great experience with it, frankly. Again, I was a first-time user, so I think I had like a $10 coupon. So the seller was wrapping the shipping into the cost of, the shipping into the cost of the actual item. So while it was, I think, over $30, with the $10 coupon, it made it reasonable, right? So it was really, I didn't lose too much since I didn't buy it in store. So, but again, if you're buying it while things are still active, if you think you're going to be a completionist on a particular product line, make sure you're getting it in advance, whether it's getting a deal on it or getting just standard VIP. Whatever you do, don't let those things retire on you, because you will eventually pay the piper. So getting into these particular, we'll start with the ski speeder, which I'm not a huge fan of the ski speeders themselves. I actually passed on the large version of both the Heavy Walker and the Defense of Crait. The Defense of Crait is a nice set. I would highly recommend it. I just passed just because at the time it just was not in budget. And I probably at some point may try to seek that one out used and get a deal if I can. And I'm really surprised. It was a nice build experience. There's some interesting parts used in this. It's got some nice little play features with the stud shooters here. The ski speeders were probably the most ineffective battle item. Going up against these heavy walkers had no chance. It was mainly just a distraction so that, spoiler alert, Luke Skywalker always saves the day. One thing that's really interesting is, so this set does again come with 2 figures, so it's the $10 each, so $20 total on this particular build. But getting into the figures themselves, the driver is not unique, so this one does show up in the larger Heavy Walker. So this is a great way to get that character if you didn't have the money on that larger Assault Walker. But this one is a Resistance speeder pilot, and it is unique. So anytime you get a unique figure in these Microfighter sets, it's really nice. And I think he is a named character. I'll probably butcher the pronunciation, but Nodin Shavdry is his name. And he has quite the little story. So he was one of the guys who did in the Last Jedi, if you remember, Poe Dameron did a little bit of a mutiny against. He kind of had his own ideas and decided to kind of take things into his own hands. This poor guy sided with Poe Dameron and was one of the guys who got stunned in the main control room. So he not only did he get stunned and kind of was part of this mutiny, he was a resistance troop transport driver, so he was one of the shuttle guys, got everybody down to Crait, and then he decides to get in, fight, really a hopeless battle with these poor ski speeders, and of course he passes away, unfortunately, which has become kind of a repeat theme in this Microfighter line. So if you remember right, I think Theon Nett was one of the X-Wing pilots in one of the previous Microfighter lines, and he died as he was basically distracting so he could save Luke from blowing up the Death Star. So this guy distracts Luke, and then you end up in a Microfighter and dies so that Luke could save the day. So you could say that the Microfighter line is infatuated with these side characters who give up their lives for others. So I think it's a pretty unique thing. And again, I really, overall, one thing I like about this particular build is, it really does capture the ski speeder itself. It's got the little thing that kind of, the leg that comes down, and you can kick up the salt or whatever that is. But it really does look like a ski speeder. So, while I passed on it, it really is a nice little build, and it's got a lot of nice shaping and features and detailing. Last on that is this little side build. Not sure what this meant. Just kind of like, okay, Crait's got red. This is the kind of the salt. I don't know what this is supposed to do. Be just kind of like an extra play feature. Again, I do have to think about this as for kids, so I guess it's the defensive Crait against the heavy walker. And we go pew pew pew, and it's basically just gonna bounce off anyways. So let's get into the heavy assault walker. First, real quick, I just want to bring in the previous assault walker. It's very similar, but there's quite a bit of difference. So I think Lego's gonna need to make another one of these. I mean, why not? Why not make a third? We made an original, we made a heavy walker, so we might as well make a third. I mean, we've got three. We'll have 3 Millennium Falcons, and we'll have 3 of the walkers. So go figure. So this one rides a little bit lower, and if you see that the feet are very different. So it's a similar build. They went a little bit more horizontal than some of the vertical piece. They went away from the flick fire missiles into more of a stud shooter, which is becoming more and more common. You saw that on the Millennium Falcon as well. It had flick fire on top, and then they switched to stud shooters. And I do like the feet because they do kind of have that. It's very that extra kind of like stubby extra stabilization right there. So that's very appropriate to the build. So here's what we look from the back. Really not much to it. Maybe a little bit more detailing on this one. Although one thing that's really nice, I'll take the driver out, is that this kind of comes up. Don't know what the purpose is other than the fact that it keeps the driver stabilized in here because they don't have studs. They just used a standard seating mechanism. The other good thing is that they included this printed console piece where there was really nothing. He's basically kind of riding the camel, so to speak, on the old one. So let's take that one aside. Let's get into this character real quick. Again, first order, heavy assault driver. I mean, the print on this character himself is pretty amazing. Again, he's not unique, but it's a great one. And angry clone face, nothing on the back. Very simple print, which makes sense. Right there. I just love the detailing in here. It's really a great figure. So if overall, on this set, just to kind of summarize and kind of close this out, a lot of great pieces. So even if you don't display this and you decide to scrap it, a lot of nice pieces with that print piece. A lot of playability with the stud shooters. A great figure. I think both figures are excellent. Whoops. There we go. Come on, camera. Definitely it's a $4 to $5 range on these Star Wars figures, just because of just how unique they are. So that's half the battle right there. You add in the what I call pimped out poly bags, for another $4 or $5, and a little side build, kind of. Maybe this throws it over the top. This amazing side build. No, I like getting the extra parts. What can you do? And I think with that extra kind of play feature, that's nice. I'm sure kids appreciated it. It's not just the ships and you're done. I always like getting these little side builds. So I think it was a good value. I think I missed out. I'm glad I was able to right the wrongs by passing on this set. There's great figures, great builds. What else can you really can't beat that. So with that, I should have had Luke Skywalker come and save the day, just like in The Last Jedi. Spoiler alert. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Join us next week for another Microfighter Monday. We will still be in Series 5. You never know. Maybe an A-Wing and Kylo Ren, battling it out. We shall see. So subscribe, like, and we will see you on the next video.